From around the world, what's going on? It's Jeremy Alexander Newsom with Real Life Trading, and we are here with your Wednesday real life stock review. Let's talk about the SPY. So the SPY is slowly creeping higher as we have planned and mentioned over the last few days, weeks, and months. Yesterday, the high of the SPY was 212.34. So you guys all know I've had this resistance line for a while, 212.28. Don't mind that was pretty much the high of yesterday by about 6 cents. So realistically, SPY is coming up into a very strong resistance. Let me just remind you that the market very rarely does what everyone thinks it will do. So when I say everyone, I'm talking all the analysts, all the talking heads, all the blogs, all the articles that you're reading. A lot of people going short in this area. I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm just letting you know that I'm not personally doing that. Mostly because it's so obvious and it's so simple at this point that it probably won't work, right? So the SPY, since it's uncomfortable to be long at this exact moment in time, is likely what I think is going to continue to happen. If it reverses or pulls back a little bit, that's totally fine. Got the 213 expiring not this Friday, but next Friday. And if I do get exercise there, I'll be a very happy clam. So really on the SPY, I have no short-term position at all. Here's my note as of Monday morning. And we did trade into 212.28. I said over the next 1 to 2 weeks, apparently happened over the next 1 to 2 days. So anyway, SPY at a strong resistance right now. If you are in a long position on the SPY, or if you have any index funds or SPY, S&P funds, I personally am just simply planning on being in a lot of cash coming into the election. Yes, I might miss out on some more of the bullish move, which I kind of anticipate that something like this will happen. People will hop on and then we will get a little bit of a pullback. And yes, that pullback will be a little bit viable. But I'm just going to try to stay in a lot of cash and be a little bit nimble coming into the election. It's going to be a big deal. I don't know who's going to get elected. And all I know is it's really a giant unknown what's going to happen after that point, or if there's any policies that get initiated immediately. It's just going to be interesting to see. So anyway, I'm just regarding the general broad market stocks. You're at a really, really good resistance. And I think it goes a little bit higher, honestly. So that's the SPY. Here's the Qs, which tracks the Nasdaq. Look at this volume. Very good decline in volume. Fantastic little stair-step pattern, pennant looking thing. Here's your exponential moving averages. Exponential moving averages on the Qs. Did I click the button right? Yep, there we go. So they're pulling up, and yeah, we kind of bounced a little bit off the 10 right there. So they're just resting, hanging out, chilling, relaxing. Here's ticker symbol Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. And this wick right here is not accurate. That'll be updated soon, I hope. But anyway, on Apple, it's hanging out, trading sideways. I am, again, a little bit more bullish than bearish on Apple. I think this is kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the swing trade kind of rotation. Got the 105 June covered call. Here's your 100 simple moving average, which acted as a resistance once right there, and it formed a little bit of a pennant pattern kind of thing. And I think that's similar to what's going on right now. Something like that is kind of what we're battling with present moment on Apple. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I do think this covered call expires worthless. Here's Netflix, for example, NFLX, and got two setups on this one. Got a put sale, 92, expiring next Friday, because I don't mind owning shares down there. And the 105, 106 bear call spread expiring this Friday. Brian Noel, my buddy who I met in Denver, and a lot of other traders are in that particular bear call spread on Netflix. Let's talk about Lulu. Lulu, gotta give a shout out to my friend Nikhil. Nikhil did a really great job of buying off of this support right here. Really good buying opportunity, trade higher into resistance. That was all made in part thanks to this little doji pennant pattern right here. So there's your 1 penny away from a perfect doji candle on the 26th of May. Broke out of that resistance, trade right to a target. So let me kind of zoom out here to give you a little bit of a bigger perspective on Lulu. Here's a weekly chart. So back on the 19th of May, I was mentioning, all right, we're breaking out of this triangle. I think we're coming back to retest this really, really huge triangle and bounce. That's pretty much what I think is happening. So right now, we do have a short-term resistance on Lulu at approximately 68. But keep your eyes on this one here, because if it does start breaking out, I truly do think that the next target on Lulu would be about 78 and some change into that resistance. Will be a really handy-dandy place to get into some covered calls if you own some shares at that resistance, and probably let it trade sideways up there for just a little bit. Hopping over to ticker symbol LC. Lending Club, still keeping my eyes on this one long term. Here's your daily chart, and yes, you're definitely getting some bearish candles coming in. Here's your exponential moving averages. So again, longer term perspective, I like this. When I say long term, I really do mean 4 to 5 years. I like the company. They have a lot of cash. I don't think this stock goes to zero, or if anything, they probably get bought out by someone else. It would be my guess. So overall, I'm still thinking that something like this will occur on Lending Club potentially. I still use them. I'm still a member, still a customer, still put money into my Lending Club account every few months or months or so. So anyway, ticker symbol LC, keeping a close eye on that one. There is a really, really good support down here. Whoever bought there once will probably be looking to buy there again. Matt, a lot of other traders have been keeping an eye on Target, ticker symbol TGT. At this point, the 10 exponential is holding it down pretty well. Got a little bit of a pennant pattern. If Target doesn't break bullish, I would say within the next week off that support, I'd probably just cut the cord on that one and let that one do whatever it's going to do. Here's ticker symbol NLY. NLY, here is a weekly chart of this REIT. And the weekly level, I'm kind of zoom out here really, really far. I'm actually going to go to a monthly level on this. The reason I'm pulling this one up, this is another one that I kind of like a little bit longer term down here. So we do have a pretty nice little pivot price around, that was a terrible drawing. Let me do that one again. There you go, around 1134. Nice little double bottom down here before. Nice little double bottom right there. And there's another one. So there's a double bottom on NLY. You did make a lower low on the price action. So I'm going to hop over here to the MACD and see if there's any divergence. And we made a little bit of a lower low here on the monthly chart. We did not make a lower low on the MACD, so that says to me there's a little bit of divergence on NLY. So if you're looking for a nice REIT that pays a pretty good dividend, buy low, sell high, this could be one of them. Starbucks, very popular requested stock right now. Let's hop over here to the daily chart and talk a little bit about Starbucks and what this one looks like it's doing. Here's the just candle version. And a lot of traders looking to buy long down here. I agree with that. It is in a good support. So here's one support. Here's a little bit of a trend line coming in. If I turn the candlestick chart on, you'll kind of see this candlestick level. A lot of traders looking to buy some shares on Starbucks. So a $50 put sale over earnings for July would be a really good place to buy low, sell high. At this moment, I do think this is an accumulation phase. My buddy George tried a bearish trade on this one, got stopped out for a small loss. Great risk mitigation, George. My buddy Gene is looking to play this one as well. So I think this is kind of like a weird looking double bottom thing down here. And if it closes about $56.15, personally, I will be a little bit more bullish than bearish on Starbucks. And again, for a longer term trade, for those who might want to own some shares, that's what we're looking at on Starbucks down there. Here's Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. Holla at you, boy! Trade to our target. Really pumped about that one. I like trading Tesla. This was a trade that we've been looking at really for the last 2 weeks, and I've been updating you guys on it. Moved up my stop just yesterday to 220.72. Hit our target today, which is 237.16. And my plan, target, exit, and re-enter on a pullback. So I like Tesla. Here's the resistance. A lot of volume coming in. That's why I'm looking to kind of play it again. So something like this, and something like that. It's a possibility. Of course, it doesn't have to happen, but that is what I will be keeping my eyes on for Tesla. And again, a lot of traders just doing some work on United States Steel. Really good. We've been keeping an eye on this one. A lot of traders in this trade bullish right now, and it's up 10% on the day. Probably going to continue higher in Nikhil and all those else who are in this trade. Fantastic job on United States Steel. Well done. You are crushing it. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching this Wednesday Real Life Stock Review. I appreciate it. June is conservation month at Real Life Trading. Friday, I will likely be traveling remote, kind of on a little bit of a vacation, because next week I'll be in Los Angeles, the city of angels. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, remember, love life, live life, and trade. See ya.